Hey Rosebuds, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now today I'm going to be doing a review for the Samsung Gear 2 edition, which I am playing with now, and on the left with the white band I'm going to be showing you some of the disadvantages and the advantages of getting a off-brand watch. So stay tuned. That I'm holding right there is I don't even remember what it was called. It was like $15 on Amazon. It said, you could read and reply to text messages. It had a 3-inch screen and a camera. It came with all sorts of funky little, descriptions as they usually do to draw people in. And it has one face for the default, which never stays the same, and that knob that I'm messing with doesn't do anything. It's just for looks. Now, as you can see, I'm swiping through the screens. A lot of them you need a SIM card or a internet card, as they put it, to be able to use and take advantage of these options like Internet Explorer and Twitter and Facebook. As you can see, it comes up with another error message that I have to have an internet card. So that's definitely one of the disadvantages. Now here I'm showing you the Samsung Gear 2, and it's about $200 where I got it from. I will leave the link to both of these below in the description box. It is totally up to you. Now here is the side-by-side. As you can see, one has a square interface and one has a very sleek, round, professional interface. As you can see on the right, that it's much more elegant and elevated than the one on the left. And I also think that it was much more user-friendly than the one on the left. And it had a lot more functionality, like I could track my steps, I could listen to music, I could set a timer, I could call people, I could even play games on the one on the right, which is the Samsung Gear 2. And the one on the left, it's very, very, basically cheap made. There's only 2 interfaces that you're allowed to choose from, and the Samsung, you have thousands and thousands to choose from. As you can see, the app screen is very different. There's the calendar, and it's really amazing actually how much more the Samsung can do, but that's kind of just a general, assumption. You're going to pay $200, you're going to get a lot more interactions and a lot more options than the one on the left that's, say, $25, but at least they both tell time. Now, the one on the left, the pros that I have about it is that it does have a pedometer, but it does not continuously track your steps if you go off screen. So that is the app list side by side, what they both look like. Like I was saying, there's definitely a lot of differences. I enjoyed the one on the left for about a week and a half, and then I actually gave it to somebody that needed one, and I kept the one on the right, the Samsung. It has a timer, and here I am comparing some of the apps and how they look differently and what they do. See, there's both of those are timers. You can go through and actually check like your water intake and some other options, your steps. I take about 2,100 steps a week. Functionality on your wrist is definitely a huge difference that I noticed. Definitely a gigantic difference. The one on the right, the Samsung, clasps to your wrist very nicely. It has a clean feel, and it wraps around your wrist very nicely. It almost almost can't feel it. And then the one on the left, obviously, as you can see, I'm having a lot of difficulties trying to maneuver that to put it on. And the one on the right has a really nice wrist watch clasp, and the one on the left, the generic one, has like this button one that's ridiculously impossible to get it buttoned and to get it through the loop. So wearability, I would definitely choose the Samsung. And if you're going for a very basic watch that can just do a few things, I would go with the one on the left versus the one on the right. Save your money. So the top one is the Samsung and the bottom one is the generic. As you can see, the two watch faces are very different in style and size. And if I hold it down, I can scroll through easily all the different faces that are, compatible. And it will automatically adjust to the time. As you can see on the bottom one, I just turned it on and the time is not correct. Now, the how to power it off, as you saw the little Android symbol, you just have to hold down this one button. And on the Samsung, you get the option to go to airplane mode or go to standby or power saver. And then it flashes a really beautiful Samsung and goes out kind of like an old-fashioned television. And it's very easy to remove. Now, it's not that easy, as you can see, to stand it up, but I did manage for a moment at least. And this one you just kind of pull off, and I might add that the bands, like the Samsung is, now you can really see the difference of the clasps right here. One has a really nice, elegant, kind of like a watch clasp, as you would button through a hole. They are the same size, and they're, about the same length. Now, as I was saying about the texture of the wrist part that attaches, the one on the left, the Samsung, has this really nice, almost, not really acrylic, but kind of like a velvety plastic. And the one on the right, which is the generic version, kind of has this really irritating, cheap, like almost, I don't know how to put it, something that you would use for Rubbermaid containers. And so I would definitely go with the Samsung version. Now here is the watch that is $25 on Amazon, which I could recommend to some of you, and here is my highly anticipated, much used Samsung Gear Sport 2. Now, I do actually love both of them. I just wanted to do an honest review, and I hope you guys give this a thumbs up, and thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Visit the links below for all the watches.